Solving quadratics by factoring is the whole reason we learned how to factor or reviewed how to factor. First off, you want to set your equation equal to 0, factor it, set each factor equal to 0, solve for both factors. So factoring, it's already set equal to 0, so I could jump straight to factoring. Always look for greatest common factor first. This is greatest common factor of x, so I'm going to factor that out. X squared divided by x is x. 9x divided by x, positive 9. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Subtract over your 9. Here are your two answers. 3 is the difference of squares. There is no greatest common factor unless you count 1. So x plus 2, x minus 2, set equal to 0. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. So x equals 2. X equals negative 2. Greatest common factor, there isn't any. Trinomial, a is equal to 1, so you don't have to slide it over. So you just go straight to your magic x thing. So it multiplies to 21 and adds to negative 10. If you're not sure, list the multiples of 21, 1 and 21, 3 and 7. I think that's it, honestly. So it is 3 and 7. It has to multiply to a positive, but add to a negative, so your only options is two negatives. So x minus 3, x minus 7 equals 0. Set both factors equal to 0 and solve. Add over your 7, add over your 3. Greatest common factor, 3, no, 30 has 3, but this doesn't, so we can't do that. So this is my slide. This is what people had the most trouble with the quiz on. Slide my 3 to my 30 and get 90. Nobody had any trouble doing that. 90 and negative 13. Careful with your signs. Negative 90 and negative 13. 90 is a lot of factors. So 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 4, no, 5 and 18. There it is, 5 and 18. Negative 18 because you want to add to a negative number. So x plus 5, x minus 18 equals 0. All right, I slid it over. This is the part people messed up. What you slide over, you divide. If it divides nicely, you divide it. 5 divided by 3 isn't nice, and I can't reduce it. So the 3 is going to go with the x, and the 5 is going to stay there. 18 divided by 3 divides, so that's minus 6. So 3x plus 5 equals 0. Set each factor equal to 0. So x equals 6, the easy one. Subtract over my 5. Divide over by 3. All right, the back page is the page you have to set equal to 0 because they're not set equal to 0. If you can keep x squared positive, it will make factoring easier because then you don't have to worry about negatives and positives as much. Can't combine those because one's x squared, one's x. Always start with the greatest common factor. Greatest common factor between 2 and 5 is just 1, but x squared and x is just x. So factor out x. Put what you factor out in front. Set equal to 0. Set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Add over 5. And I don't have enough room, but I'm going to add over 5 and then divide over by 2. Okay? If I go too quick, just pause the video. Add over 1 minus x squared, add over 1. Try to keep x squared positive, so that's why I moved over x squared and not 2x squared. So I get x squared minus 49 equals 0. No greatest common factor. This is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. You're subtracting, so difference of squares. X plus 7 x minus 7 equals 0. X plus 7 equals 0. X equals negative 7. X minus 7 equals 0. X equals 7. Subtract over the 80. No greatest common factor. A is 1, so I jump straight to negative 80 and 2. 80 has a lot of factors. 1 and 80. 2 and 40. 3, no. 4 and 25 is 130. 16, no. 6, no, because 3 doesn't go into it. 7, no. 8 and 10. There it is, 8 and 10. The next number I'd try would be 9. That's not a factor. Next number I'd try would be 10. It's already in my factors, so that's why I know that list is complete. 8 has to be negative because we want a positive 2. So x minus 8, x plus 10 equals 0. Set both factors equal to 0 and solve. Two more. Get everything on the side of x squared. If you can make it x squared positive, do that. Add over x over x squared. Line it up, makes your life easier. So that equals 0. X squared, oops, minus 8x minus 65. A is 1. There's not a greatest common factor, so one multiplies to negative 65 and adds to negative 8. I don't know. 1 and 65. 2, no. 3, no. 4, no. 5 and 13. 5 and 13. So 13 and 5, or 5 and 13. Negative 13 will add to a negative 8. So I have x minus 13, x plus 5 equals 0. X equals 13. X equals negative 5. Last one. I'm going to move x over and 21 over. Subtract over my x, subtract over my 21. No greatest common factor. A is greater than 1, so I have to slide that over. Slide the 2 to the 21. 42. Multiplies to 42. Adds to negative 1. 3 and 14. 6. 6 and 7. Negative 7. X plus 6. X minus 7 equals 0. I split over the 2. Now I have to divide it out. So I get x plus 3 and 2x minus 7. 2 goes with x. X plus 3 equals 0. X equals negative 3. 2x minus 7 equals 0. 2x equals 7. X equals 7 halves. All right, hope that helps. You are going to turn this in, so make sure they are all complete